My name is Venkatesh Mahadevan. I am the CIO for Dubai Investments. Dubai Investments is a conglomerate. We are into different segments of the industry and been here for more than 20 years. Very large player in the space. I feel people misunderstand digital transformation with the digital enablement. So there is a lot of work happening in the digital space. Till a few years back, I met people who have said we are digitally enabled, and when you actually talk to them a little deeper, you realize they are on Facebook, they are on Instagram, they are on Pinterest, they are on Tumblr, so on and so forth. So I think, having said that, that was about 5 years back, but today if you talk to people, there is a lot of digitization happening in organizations. There are still organizations that have not embarked on this strategy. Everybody likes to want to be there. Everybody wants to get onto the bus, wants to get onto the train, wants to get onto the aircraft and say, we are on the digital transformation bandwagon. But really all they're doing is a digital enablement, and which is a good thing to do, which is a great thing to do. And while you may want to believe that enablement is probably the first step for getting into transformation, there are organizations that have actually gone into transformation directly, and they've done very well. I know I've been doing a lot of reading, and I was talking to a group of students the other day, and we spoke about digital transformation at large corporations, right? Whether you look at Burberry, whether you look at Coca-Cola, you look at Procter & Gamble, all of these organizations have actually done digital transformation on a very large scale, and they've taken it very seriously. So I think for me, when you talk of digital transformation, I want to break those up into two words: digital and transformation. I think the transformation part is probably what covers 70 to 80% of the meat, and then you digitize it. So really the two together is not about enabling or digitizing your channels or what you do. It's not automating. It's about looking at doing business an entirely different way. It's about looking at saying, what do I need to do in the next 5 years? Where do I need to go? And I think that's what digital transformation is all about. I think enabling it. A lot of organizations today have a CIO who also plays a role of a CDO. Somebody like me, for example, and I support a couple of my colleagues. So we play the role of a CDO, and I don't think many organizations have taken the step of going and hiring a chief digital officer yet. Will a CIO become a CDO? Will a CDO become a CIO? And all that is for a different discussion. But I think primary role is enablement. Enablement in terms of working across the business divisions, working across the different segments or functions of the business, and ensuring what is it that they need to get to market, what is it that they need to reduce the time to market, and that's what a CIO's role. It's not about, sure, technology is an important part, but I think the most important thing is what information do we need to capture, what is the information that a CEO needs as a cockpit view to be able to run his organization for the 21st or 22nd century. I think that's the key. So it's really all about enablement, I believe. 2, 1, the mindset, because digital transformation requires a lot of dollars. And let's not kid ourselves on that. Digital transformation requires a lot of dollars. It requires a lot of time and patience. Organizations that have embarked on digital transformation strategies and have spent 1, 2, 3 years have realized they need to do more. So if somebody is going to set out on a digital transformation strategy for 1 year, I think that's not the right thing to do. You probably need to look at the entire organization for maybe 3 to 5 years and say, by the time we are in 2022, we would have digitally transformed our business, which obviously means there are milestones along the way, but clearly it is a long journey. It's not a sprint. It's kind of closer to a longish run. It's closer to a marathon, and saying over the next 3 to 5 years we'll do that. And the reason I'm also saying that is because as we speak, the technology is galloping way ahead of us. As I'm talking to you about a technology, probably there is some 20-year-old kid developing some technology in some part of the world or some app and saying, here is what it is. So I think from a transformation point of view, it's really about how soon can we do it and how effectively can we encompass all the functions of the organization. It's not enough to say we have automated finance, we have automated marketing, we have automated operations, we have got an ERP in place. No, we have to look at infrastructure, we have to look at digitization, we have to look at systems, we have to look at ERP. So that's one. The second thing, I think the most important thing is people. I can't stress more upon it. People are really the most important wheel of the entire digital transformation strategy. Now, whether they be people in marketing, whether they be people in IT, whether they be people in operations, in HR, sales, you can put technology in the hands of the people, but unless you empower them and unless you enable them and help them and train them to use the technology effectively, it's not going to happen. You could have a very good looking dashboard, you could have an outstanding dashboard, but unless the respective functions update their transactions on a daily basis, the CEO is not going to get the latest view. So you could spend millions and have a great dashboard, but the pumping has to come in from the lowest level. So it has to be driven. So digital transformation strategy for me has to be driven top down.